Malcolm Turnbull will face a party room divided over the way forward for our electricity sector. The architect of Turnbull's original ETS has slammed the Finkel Review's clean energy target and its prediction to drop power prices by $90 a year.
There's no doubt that Finkel's recommendations will result in an increase in electricity prices for all households and businesses across Australia.
Now, the Finkel in this is our chief scientist. It comes as AGL announces an increase in its prices coming into effect from July 1, with more power companies expected to follow. Joel Gibson from One Big Switch has done all the numbers. Joel, this AGL increase, how much will that cost us?
It's going to cost about $500 for an average household electricity and gas in South Australia, about $400 in New South Wales, about $200 in Queensland. That's what they've announced so far. Per year. That's coming in on July 1. And it's just the first of many. You know, we're expecting an avalanche of similar price increases to come through over the next few weeks.
OK, so this isn't just a one-off. So how can they say this new scheme, the Finkel report, saying that our power costs will drop $90?
Well, that $90 figure, you know, it's over a period of time, and it's obviously very, very hypothetical at this stage. I mean, they're arguing about whether to even go ahead with it in Canberra today, as we just heard. So, you know, I've got to say the problem we've had until this point, the reason we're in this predicament is because we have not had a plan. It's not that we've had the wrong plan, and so it's important that they are actually working towards having a plan in place, because there's been a complete political failure, absence of a plan over the past 10 years. And that's why households are copping now $400, $500 power increases on top of bills that have doubled over the past decade.
OK, how can this happen? Because we all thought the national grid was that efficient way of spreading the load and spreading the costs will all benefit. But it's been completely the opposite.
Well, we've seen wholesale power prices double over a little over a year. So when wholesale power prices double, obviously, inevitably, that's going to be passed on to us as consumers. And why has that happened? Well, that's happened because we're selling our gas offshore, and so there's not enough cheap gas to fuel the gas-fired power stations. And we're closing coal-fired power stations because they're getting to the end of their lifespan, and they're very, very expensive to upkeep. So the short answer is we haven't politically managed this transition well enough. There's been no plan whatsoever. And as a result, you know, energy companies have been like footballers playing without referees and rules for the past 10 years.
Yep, and we're all grumpy as a result.
Yep. So it's never been more important, Kochie, to keep an eye on what your provider's doing, what your price rise is. And, you know, if you can switch and save something on July 1, you've got to do it, you know. Come to One Big Switch. We'll keep you posted over the next few weeks, blow by blow, of what's happening. It's very important this year.